Hey, herd watchers. We are talking. This is another video that's going to be talking about Peter Strzok and his testimony and the resulting discussion, national discussion about bias, what is bias and what isn't bias. What I'm finding interesting, and it's always, it's always fun to turn these things around on your opponent. It's always interesting to dissect how different groups of people characterize and view a particular thing. And yeah, it's cute and clever to go, oh, what if they said it, yada, yada, yada. But that's also sometimes illustrative. And here's what I want you to do. I want you to think about how Peter Strzok illustrates so completely the way the left has managed to construct even the language many people use around the concept of bias. So, for instance, here's Peter Strzok. F Donald Trump, he'll never be president. Here's his Lisa. Here's his girlfriend, Lisa. We have to keep him from being president. Now, Donald Trump is a rich white guy. Let's pretend for a moment that Donald Trump was a black guy. That's it. Change nothing. Just flip his color. What the left would then be saying is that Peter Strzok, who, let's say, was a Republican in this scenario, Peter Strzok is obviously a racist and needs to be removed from the FBI because anyone who talks that way about a minority is obviously showing racial bias. So if you say that Trump looks like an orangutan because he has orange skin, or he looks like a Cheeto because you think his skin color is ridiculous, but if you were to make any comment about the skin color of Barack Obama, you're inherently a racist. So what they've done is managed to carve out very, very, very special protections for their constituency. So these people are armored simply by the fact that they have a particular skin color, or they're gay, or they're female, and this is the beautiful thing, it doesn't even have to be an inherent characteristic. They can hold an opinion that then if you argue with, that makes you a racist. So if a Democratic person is being attacked while he's, say, pushing for open borders, then you can't possibly be really just talking about the fact that this idiot looks like a moron. You must be using this as a way to attack immigrants because you're racist. So what they've managed to do is build a world where they can insult literally anyone they want, and anyone who has any negative comment going back in the other direction is automatically a racist or a sexist or a xenophobe or a homophobe, or pick whatever phobe you care to name. And here's how you know they've constructed this beautifully over a period of decades. When you have one of what normally would be a protected group who they wish to attack, they can also do with impunity simply by declaring that person a traitor to their race, sexual orientation, whatever, and removing them thus from those protections. So if you are, Ben Carson, then you are obviously a self-hating black man who is a racist and has cast your lot in with the Republicans. So you are exempt from the normal protection, and the left feels completely free, and in fact gleefully will attack you with every racial epithet and slur that they can think of, because they're just dying to do it anyway. They just have to keep it inside unless they can find the right target. So that's the beauty of it. Not only do you have to have the appropriate inherent or assumed traits, because you can just declare yourself gay, you can declare yourself fluid gender, you can declare yourself transgender now. So you can just voluntarily join one of these protected groups so nobody can gainsay you. But if you want the protection, you want the freedom to act and freedom from criticism, you must also stand for the appropriate mental point of view. In other words, you have to toe the line. The rewards are you can attack anyone you want, you can do anything you want, and you will always be defended and pushed up. You'll get preferential treatment, you'll get money, you'll get better loans, you'll get protection and advocacy if you commit a crime. All of this could be yours for the low, low, low price of picking your minority status of choice and making sure that you always toe the line the DNC wants you to toe. If you step off that plantation is the only word, and I know that word is charged, but honestly, there's no other way to say it. I mean, this is the history of the DNC is the plantation worldview, and I don't think maybe the party's ever lost it because it's been working for them. But if you step off that narrow path, then all that protection is stripped from you. You thought you were you thought they cared about you because you were a minority? Hell no, they don't care about you because you're a minority. They care about you if you're a right-thinking minority. Otherwise, you're just, you're worse. So think of the enormous benefits you reap by pushing the Democratic agenda, both personally and externally. Personally, you're liberated. You can take any action you want. You're free from any consequence that you can think of. Every failure is the fault of someone else. Anything you gain is because you're a strong woman, gay, whatever. So no failure is ever yours. All success is always yours. Anyone who's doing better than you is cheating. Anyone who's doing worse than you, who is a minority, you can always vote. Someone else's money goes to them. Anyone who's doing worse than you, who's not a minority, deserves it because they're probably a racist anyway. It's a blissful world. You can act the way you want. You can speak the way you want. You can do what you want. And if you step off, you lose all of that. Think of the enormous pressure that's brought to bear that way. Generation after generation, as parents teach children this point of view. It's no wonder the DNC thought they owned this country. They were this close. But now they're overplaying their hand. And that's what you saw in Peter Strzok's face. That's what you saw at that hearing. That's what you saw coming from that. That he can say, F Donald Trump, and they'll talk about how you can compartmentalize your personal feelings and the highest standard of professionalism. But if a police officer was to have said, F Barack Obama, he would have been ejected from the police force if CNN got a hold of it, because obviously this was a sign of his deep-seated racism, and this is why we have people being shot in the streets and yada, 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 yada. So this whole idea that you can, the entire agenda of the left is built on the idea that you cannot separate your unconscious bias from your actions. Their whole political worldview is built on it. And now suddenly, sainted Peter Strzok, alone among all humans, is capable of separating his bias from his actions. Please. It's ridiculous. And you know it's ridiculous. All right, anyway, I've rambled on for another 8 minutes. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you have a great week. I probably will not speak to you again until Thursday, Friday, or the weekend. Take it easy. Keep watching.